Can you sing along the 5 Pusha T records right now? His records.
Yes.
His records?
Yeah.
Name
I love
them.
Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh, you was a Pusha T fan.
If
He's
you
like,
know, you know.
I didn't know he had fans like that. Can you name 5 Pusha T records? No,
Dreaming
his
of the
record.
Past.
Pusha T. I love your soul, my dog. You're not in my top 50. You might be in Charlemagne's top 50 and things like that.
Pusha top
But
50.
you haven't done that much for me in my life. Like I didn't never want to be like Pusha. I never had a Pusha moment in my life. I never thought like you dig. Like where I'm from, niggas want to be like you if you was really that dude.
Jim Jones must have lost his mind, because when you come for Nas and Pusha T in the same breath, you're not throwing shade. You're lighting a whole damn fire you can't put out. This wasn't a sneak diss. Jim lit the bridge, danced on it, and dared the culture to cancel him. Back-to-back shots like he was on a mission to end his own career. And baby, it's working, because ever since that wild podcast moment dropped, the internet hasn't been the same. Jim said Nas was never really that impactful, like, excuse me? Then he turned around and called Pusha T overrated, but wait, he didn't stop there. He even bragged that he made Nas go viral again, like he's the reason anyone still talks about him, and that's when the culture said, hold up, you've officially crossed the line, because this ain't just rap beef no more, this is a slow motion exile. You can feel it. The same culture Jim once helped build, now pushing him out the door. People are wondering, is this just another ego-fueled meltdown? Or did Jim just seal his own fate? And then came the moment that told us it's deeper than rap. His summer jam set canceled, just like that. Meanwhile, Pusha T, he's been real quiet, which in rap usually means he's loading the clip. Let's rewind the tape and break down what really sparked this cultural cancellation. See, Jim didn't just disrespect Nas's recent work. He tried to erase the man's whole legacy, like Illmatic didn't change the game, like Ether didn't bury careers, like King's Disease didn't win a Grammy, while half these new rappers can't even chart. And the worst part, he said it on the Joe and Jada podcast, a chill show, not a battlefield. But instead of checking himself after the backlash, Jim doubled down like he was proud of it. He said Nas never meant much to the culture. He even flexed like his Billboard stats could rival Nas's entire impact. Let's get one thing straight. Nas isn't just a rapper. He's a monument, a walking, breathing hip-hop time capsule. So when Jim started talking greasy like he just dropped the Chronic, yeah, the internet wasn't having it, because let's be honest, this ain't about music anymore. This is about ego. This is about pride. This is insecurity wearing a fitted cap, dressed up as an opinion. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Jim brought his own kid into the drama. Like, what message is that even sending? The internet didn't hesitate. They came for him fast. Receipts flying left and right. Award after award. Nas, sold out shows, chart-topping albums, critically acclaimed classics. All Nas. Meanwhile, Jim's chart history? Yeah. Let's just say it's looking real quiet next to all that. And after all that online smoke, most folks would have fallen back, maybe apologized, at the very least logged off and regrouped. But not Jim. He doubled down. On Nightcap, sat across from Shannon Sharp, looked him dead in the face and tripled down like it was gospel. Said Nas never had the influence people claim. And then he really wilded out. Said Nas was always second place. Second to who exactly? Jay-Z and DMX. Let's not even play that game. Jay-Z was the mogul. DMX was the storm. But Nas was the soul of hip-hop. He was poetry, truth, reflection. Comparing the three is like lining up Kendrick, Future, and J. Cole and pretending they're in the same category. They're not. Different lanes, different missions, different legends, but Jim out here trying to rewrite history, and it's starting to sound delusional. And the real kicker, Jim used to be a Nas fan. He admitted he looked up to Nas growing up, said he wanted to dress like him, move like him. Now, suddenly, Nas ain't relevant? All over a movie clip from 1998? It's giving bitter. This ain't about opinions anymore. Jim's talking like he needs Nas to be beneath him just to feel important. It's not about Nas's legacy. It's about Jim's insecurity. He wanted people to say, yeah, Jim belongs in that room with the greats. But instead, what he really did was expose that deep down. He knows he was never in that room to begin with, and if you thought the chaos would stop there, wrong. Jim pulled up on Bag Fuel and dropped his wildest take yet. He didn't just say Nas was second best. He didn't just say Nas wasn't relevant. Nah, Jim claimed he brought Nas back into the spotlight, like the culture needs to say thank you to Jim Jones for reminding us Nas exists. Let that sink in. The internet dragged him immediately. One fan said it best, the only reason you're even being interviewed is because you keep saying dumb shit about Nas, and that's the truth. Jim's not trending for his bars. He's trending because he picked a fight he can't win, and the whole culture's watching him spiral down a T this point. The internet wasn't even mad anymore, they were just embarrassed for Jim. One fan said it plain, the delusional disrespect from Jim Jones towards Nas is out of hand. I'm sick of it, and the comments? Brutal. Folks were done with the antics, because here's the truth. You don't earn stripes by talking reckless, especially when the receipts don't back it up. Nas has dropped 3 full albums in the past 5 years. He's got a Grammy, sold out tours, a legacy respected worldwide. Meanwhile, what's Jim been doing? Running his mouth on every podcast that'll hit record. No hits, no movement, just mic time. He thought he was starting a wave, but all he did was start his own slow motion career funeral. Now rewind to 2004, Paris. The Louis Vuitton spring or summer show, not just a fashion show, a cultural event. The Room, iconic. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Celebr, every name that shapes music, fashion, and power all under one roof. Flashes poppin', vibes on 100. Pharrell's debut as head of Louis Vuitton Men's already history in the making, and then the beat drops, but not just any beat, it's clips. Out of nowhere, Pusha T and No Malice step out like gods returning to Olympus. First time in a decade they hit the stage together, and the energy shifted. The air got thicker. Even Jay-Z was locked in, head nodding like he knew this was about to be iconic, because this wasn't just a performance. This was a surgical strike. The lyrics, laced with venom. Everybody in the room and watching at home knew exactly who Pusha was, aiming at chasing a feature out your element. That line landed like a grenade, aimed squarely at Jim Jones, who had just been parading around after Drake brought him on stage in Harlem and crowned him an honorary Dipset member. The same Drake who got obliterated in the story of Adidon by Pusha. And let's be real, Drake still ain't fully recovered from that one. But see, this wasn't just Pusha dropping a diss on SoundCloud for clout. This was strategy. This was elegance. This was war and silk. While Jim was out here ranting on Breakfast Club, Rap Caviar, Drink Champs, talking wild and calling Pusha not even top 50, Pusha didn't even blink. He didn't respond with a tweet. He didn't drop a messy soundbite. He brought billionaires, rap gods, and the entire fashion world into his battlefield. That's levels. And this wasn't just about bars. This was about the moment Pusha turned Paris Fashion Week into his personal war zone, and Jim, he wasn't even invited to the room.
Do you like the new song?
No, but you know.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so good.
It's good?
It's so, oh man.
It's good?
So yeah, there's something going on that you ain't tell us about,
it's
bro.
It's good in what? A nostalgic value of it?
You don't think Ace Trumpets is hard?
I don't believe it. I don't believe them.
Oh.
But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to downplay nobody's craft or their music. I want to uplift
heavy
everybody and things like that.
Mm.
But I don't listen to their music. I never.
Now here's where it gets surgical. That track Pusha performed at Paris Fashion Week, yeah, that wasn't just fire. It was couture level revenge. Pharrell produced it, the same Pharrell who helped shape Clips's entire sound, the same man who's now the head of Louis Vuitton Men's, and the same Virginia native who's locked into both hip-hop royalty and fashion high society. The track, Chains and Whips, wasn't recorded in some dusty studio. It was reportedly made inside Louis Vuitton's Paris HQ with views overlooking the Seine River. Fashion, luxury, destruction. Pharrell even told the New York Times about that exact room. We just started walking around, looking out this window, and you just see all of this. I mean, we beating this system, bro. Yeah, this wasn't just a diss. It was a cultural body bag. While Jim was out here chasing clout on podcasts, Pusha was orchestrating global moments with billion-dollar brands, and Nas, he didn't even have to say a word. While the internet debated his relevance, he was back in Queens, New York, quietly building an empire, introducing Resorts World Queens, a $5 billion casino and entertainment hub, 350,000 square feet of real estate power, equity, ownership, generational wealth. This ain't rap beef. This is legacy. While Jim's out here flexing Summer Jam like it's still 2008. Nas is buying up Queens and leaving his fingerprints on the future, and the fans saw the difference fast. Under Nas's IG post, one comment hit different, another. Rapper out here yapping for clicks. Nas out here making boss moves. No need to respond when your lifestyle already does, and that's the cold truth. When you're really rich, really respected, and still relevant, you don't need to clap back. You let the silence flex for you. Meanwhile, Jim, he finally got that summer jam spotlight he'd been chasing all year. But when he hit the stage, crickets, dead quiet, no hype, no heat, just awkward silence. Then it got worse. Funkmaster Flex, Jim's own guy, cut his set short. Live, you could see it on Jim's face. That sinking realization, this ain't my moment. It's my downfall. That was supposed to be the comeback. But the energy, flat. The crowd wasn't buying the act. Because here's the truth. Jim didn't bring hits, he brought drama. And the culture, it's tired of watching grown men fumble legends just for clout. But even after all that, Jim still wasn't done. He had one more diss track locked and loaded, and this time, he made it personal. After that Louis Vuitton ambush, Pusha T didn't even have to speak. But behind the scenes, the whispers got loud because according to sources close to Clips, he's not done. Not even close. That Paris track, that was just the warning shot. What's coming next? Darker, sharper, lyrical warfare in designer packaging. Some insiders are even calling this Pusha's Coke Bear moment, fully leaning into the villain energy. No more subtlety, no more mercy. And if Jim keeps flapping his gums, let's just say lyrical murder might already be scheduled. But here's what makes it deadly. This ain't just about bars anymore, it's about the whole setup. Pusha is staging his return in palaces, luxury spaces, private jets, museum backdrops. He's brushing shoulders with billionaires. While Jim, he's still rapping in Harlem alleyways over the same instrumental that just buried him. Yup, Jim really flipped the chains and whips beat and dropped his own response. But instead of damage control, he made it worse. Way worse, because he brought no malice into it. And that was a big mistake. Pusha might stomach the smoke, but no malice left rap to follow his faith, to better his life. Dragging him into the beef wasn't just a diss, it was disrespect. And if you know anything about Pusha, it's this: he doesn't clap back fast, he claps back strategic. And when he does, it's devastating. Then came the final straw. Jim dissed Clips' brand new single on camera, Live. One last jab at chains and whips, trying to laugh it off like it was light work. But everyone saw it for what it was: desperation. And just when you thought Jim might finally let it go, nope, he spun the block again. Another interview, another diss, another mess. This time, he tossed shade not just at Pusha, not just at No Malice, but at the entire Clips legacy. He called their style dated, said their subject matter don't hit anymore, even questioned why anybody's still hyped about the Clips comeback in the first place. But here's the thing, while Jim's out here trying to discredit legends, Clips is being invited into rooms he'll never see. They're playing chess with billionaires while Jim's playing checkers on IG Live, because in 2025, it's not just about going viral. It's about relevance with respect, and that's exactly where Jim's falling off. Pusha's been silent, but it's not the kind of silence that means nothing's coming. It's the kind that makes the whole room quiet, like something's loading, and fans feel it. Producers feel it. The whole industry feels it. Behind the scenes, Clips' next rollout is being treated like an art exhibit. Strategic visuals, luxury branding, even whispers of a documentary. Meanwhile, Jim's game plan is collapsing. A weak freestyle, a cold shoulder at Summer Jam, comment sections that read like roast battles. At this point, Jim didn't just lose the beef, he might have lost the room. And now, even Jim's day ones are starting to question everything. That hype he tried to build, it ain't hype anymore, it's exhaustion. People aren't entertained, they're embarrassed for him. The internet's watching a man self-destruct in real time, and the pressure, it's cooking him. Because once that new Clips album drops, and if it hits as hard as insiders say, it's not just gonna end the beef. It might erase Jim's credibility altogether. This ain't even about Nas and Pusha anymore. Jim's not battling rap gods. He's battling his own relevance, and he's losing fast. He tried to act cool, claimed he never even listened to Clips, but that fake chill, it cracked. The insecurity leaked through every sentence. Because deep down, he knows he was the target. He got cooked. No spins, no excuses. They bodied him, and here's where the energy shifts for real. This isn't just about rap. The culture itself is backing away. The blogs, dragging him daily. Comment sections, straight disrespect. Even Dipset loyalists are waving the white flag, saying it's time for Jim to log off and take the L because this wasn't a rap beef. This was a reality check. Jim Jones walked into the ring thinking he could spar with legends. But what he got was silence, strategic pressure, and billionaire power moves. And now, he's not trending. He's not charting. He's not even getting playlisted. He's becoming a ghost in the very game he once helped shape. And the wildest part, Clips hasn't even dropped the album yet. That might be the final nail. The real funeral. If you made it this far, you already know what's up. Drop a comment, is Jim done? Or can he somehow come back from this mess? Smash that like button, subscribe for more real talk with no filter, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what happens when Clips finally makes their move. Because trust me, it's coming, and when it does, it's gonna be nuclear.